Okay, hello guys, welcome back to another Wizard101 video. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded, but I've been quite busy with university and school, but yeah, for those that might not be aware, Test Realm is up and they're adding a lot of new spells. There's so much being added, it's pretty hype, and in this video, I thought I'd go over all the new spells that they're adding and what I think of them. I'm going to be putting them on a tier list from S tier good to F tier trash. And without further ado, let's get to it. And I am on my 140 myth, and this is Test Realm, April 8th, 2021. So yeah, let's get right to it. And this tier list is going to be mostly PvE, but I will also factor in PvP to the mix as well, just to keep things fair. Alright, first on the list we have the life spell, which is Circle of Thorns. Alright, now life has needed a new bubble for 10 years, and they finally got one. 2 pip, Circle of Thorns, and I'm actually happy they got it. So life has needed this for forever, basically. So Circle of Thorns is easily S tier. So Circle of Thorns. We'll put that up on S tier. If you guys want to see the tier list, I have it right over here. It's just a simple Word document that I'll be using to keep track of everything as we go through it. And the next spell life is getting is this one. Infestation, which is basically a hit and bubble, 4 pip. Does life really need this? I mean, it's alright, I guess. It's situationally good. I mean, would you be using this much? I guess I could put it S tier, or it could be A tier. No, because bubble control for life is pretty good. So I'm gonna put it S tier. I think it deserves S tier. Let's update the tier list. And the third spell they're getting is Legend Golem, which is just the generic pot boiler that everyone's getting. Do I really want to rate the pot boiler? Because it's pretty much the same for all the other schools. Just a 4 pip hit, and you get, I don't know, basically, what do you call it? A legend shield, which blocks a death and a myth shield. I mean, it's all right. It's situational. I'm gonna put, okay, just so this tier list isn't too big, I'm gonna put probably all the pot boiler spells at B tier. I mean, they're all right, I guess. They're pretty situational. And these are mostly, I think the pot boiler spells, they're mostly PvP anyway, so. And if you're not facing a death or a myth, I don't see you using that spell very much. Alright, that's it for life. Let's move on to the next school. My favorite, which is none other than the School of Myth. I mean, I already trained the new spells, but let's see. Here somewhere. There's Ether Golem, which is, again, the generic pot boiler. Does damage, 4 pips, death and life shield. It's alright. It's not the greatest, but it's not bad. And there's also this one. Vermin Virtuoso, which is the generic 4 pip hit and bubble. It's not bad. But would I really put it S tier? Probably. I don't know, actually. Myth really does, Myth Wizards really do like to keep their pips, so 4 pips is kind of high for this, but the effect is definitely not bad. So I'm putting it A tier. Vermin Virtuoso. And the next spell Myth is getting might have passed it. That one. Oh, I already discussed it. The generic pot boiler. I put all of them at B tier because I already said. Alright. I'll come back. Wait, actually, you know what? We can do death because it's the last spirit school, but it's not in Ravenwood, so we're going to have to take a short trip to Nightside to discuss the death spells. Alright, and here we are with Nightside and the death spells. And the first death spell, Dead Zone. I'm not going to go too much into this. This one's the easy S tier. There's no question about that. Like, Infestation and Dead Zone, they've been needed for literally years. And the reason for that is both, in terms of PvP, both Sanctuary and Doom and Gloom, they're 3 pips. You can see... Oh wait, Doom and Gloom is 2 now. I guess they changed it to 2 pips, but... Anyway, Death... Death has always struggled keeping bubble control. So this is actually a pretty good change for Death. S tier. Crimson Phantom. Okay. Crimson Phantom. Definitely situational. I don't see Death using this very much, to be fair. Because Death, they love to blade stack. And wasting all of those blades just on a red ghost, it's not really worth it. Like, it's not a bad spell, don't get me wrong. It's just situational. And Dream Bull, just a generic pot boiler. Alright, and that's all the spirit schools. Let's move on to the elementals. First one up, Storm. There's that generic pot boiler again, Vermin Golem. Again, B tier. If you're facing an ice or a fire, use it. If not, eh. Storm. Next spell they're getting is Stormwing. 550 for 5 pips, and a plus 25% Storm aura for 4 turns. This one, I like this one. It's easily a better version of, obviously, Stormzilla, because you'll probably never use the spell again. But just the fact that it gives the aura, it helps like push Storms into the more aggressive side of play, which is technically what they want. So I'm putting this up on S tier. It helps Stormwings just basically just that aura. You basically hit, get rid of shields, and you have the aura to combo it into something else, especially if you pip conserve. And that's pretty much it for Stormwing. There's nothing much I can say over that. Alright, let's move on to the School of Ice. If y'all want to see the generic pot boiler, there it is. Volcanic Golem, hits, Storm, and Fire Shield. Again, if you're facing a Storm or a Fire, use it. If not, then don't. Okay, I have a bone to pick with this one. I don't have an Ice Wizard, but it seems that Ice really got shafted with their spell. Because if you look at the spell, 4 pips, right? And you see the effect. Steal 1 enemy shield, which isn't bad. You can basically steal a tower with it. Tower shield. And then the damage on it is just so bad. 120 to 150. I'm putting this in F tier trash. And I'll explain why in a minute. Because you see the damage, right? 120 to 150. And then you look at this spell right here, which pretty much does the same thing, except it hits first, then it steals a shield. Like, if Angry Snowpig is already a thing, and it does more damage for the same pip cost, I don't see why anyone would use Thieving Dragon over Angry Snowpig. I just think the damage on this spell really needs to go up. It's so low, and I don't think it's worth wasting 4 pips on, especially when compared to Angry Snowpig. It's not a bad spell to take shields from the enemy, but the damage is just so bad. Alright, we're almost done. Next to last school, Fire. Alright, Glacial Golem, nothing special. Storm and Ice Shield. Alright, this thing is bad. Alright, upon first glance, you look at this and you're like, oh, Fire Beetle. 100 damage, 3 traps, not bad. Wrong. I think Nath the Scarab is not that good, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it's a 2-pip spammable spell. It breaks shields. But the 15% traps that it leaves only work for overtimes. And let's be real. Does Fire even use overtime spells these days? I mean, other than Fire Elf, to break shields in PvP. But other than that, I just don't think anyone would use Nath the Scarab for the traps. Because, like, it's the same pip cost as Fire Elf. Why would you use this to break shields when you can just use Fire Elf to break shields with the first hit and then prevent them from shielding with the overtime? Also, Burning Rampage is nerfed, so makes the traps on Nath the Scarab that much more irrelevant. All right, and the final school that we have to look at is none other than the School of Balance. He doesn't have it, so I'm gonna have to make the long, painful trip to Crocotopia so we can wrap up this video. Oh man, it's loading. Come on, load. But yeah, while it's loading, I guess we can go over the tier list and what I have so far. Oh wait, never mind, it loaded. All right, let's go to the School of Balance. Hello, Alhazred, how are you doing? All right, there's Balance's pot boiler. Does damage, gives you elemental shield, nothing to it, nothing special. But the spell I want to talk about is this one. Iron Curse, which is basically, a steel giant. Does 55 plus 300 overtime to all enemies. Okay, just to be, let's see. This one, I'm easily putting S+ tier. Because for years, Balance Wizards have really struggled to basically hit around shields, right? Balance Wizards didn't really have, like, I don't know, like much of anything to get rid of shields. So Iron Curse basically remedied the problem of Balance being reliant on spells like Supernova if the enemy has an aura or mana burn to break through shields. There's also Lore Master, but like nobody uses that anymore. It's nerfed. And I think that's all of them. Let me check my tier list. There should be 7 spells. All right, let's review. Let me get my tier list up here. Whoops. All right. In S+ tier, I have Circle of Thorns, which is the life bubble. Infestation, which is the life brown spider. Iron Curse. This thing helps Balance, like hit through shields. Dead Zone, Circle of Thorns, just the generic life and death bubble that they've needed forever. Stormwing, because the aura helps storms, you know, like be more aggressive. And Storm Wizards usually like to hit. And they like to hit hard. A tier, I just put the Myth Rat Magician. It's not bad. It's definitely above average. Because Myth can definitely do work if there's a bubble up. Alright, and B tier, average, all the pot boiler spells. If you need it, you use it. If you don't, you don't. It's just like no in between. And we also have this thing, Crimson Phantom for Death, which is the generic red ghost. Again, Death relies too much on blading, so if you don't have blades up and they have a shield and a bubble, use it. If you have blades, this automatically does not become a good spell. I didn't put anything in C tier because I felt like the spells were either average, above average, or some of them were F tier trash. There was like no in between. And the spells I put F tier, Thieving Dragon, because, you know, I just don't think it's better than Angry Snow Pig. And Nath the Scarab, because no one's going to use the traps for an overtime. Unless you're doing some like cheesy Burning Rampage strat, but even then, still. If you guys enjoyed this tier list, be sure to drop a follow, twitch.tv/Crimson Reaper 5, sub to the channel. It really does help me out a lot. And yeah, I hope everyone has a good rest of the day, and peace out.